DIY project is brought to you by FruxHomeandYard.com. Tonight I'm going to show you how to create a light-up mobile that looks great dangling above a bed or in a corner or out on a patio. For this project you'll need the following products from Frux Home and Yard: fairy starlights, Flameless LED Tea Lights, and Flameless Wax Votive Candles. Here is what else you will need: a ball made of twigs, a wreath made of twigs, 3 small plastic globes that pull apart in the middle. We're going to put the tea lights inside of there, so they need to be big enough to fit the tea lights. Some feathers to go in the globes, clothespins. I chose small little ones, but they can be any size. You're going to need 7 of them. Scissors, a small burlap sack that is big enough to fit our votive candle we are using, 3 small brown paper bags that will fit tea lights, and some twine. Let's start with our fairy starlights. I already have mine set up, but you will need to purchase 4 AA batteries and install them in the included battery pack. Once you have that set up, take your included remote control and turn them on. Ta-da! Then take our wreath and begin winding the fairy lights around it. This is going to take some time and patience, but it's going to look great. When you get to the end of your fairy starlights, simply tuck them into any of the number of twigs. And that step is done. Now let's focus on the 6 ornaments that are going to decorate the wreath. Let's start with the orbs. You're going to open them up, take some feathers, and sprinkle them inside. Then take one of the tea lights and place them in the center. And close up the orb around the light. Give it a little shake, and there you go. Do the same thing with the other 2. Now on to the little lantern brown paper bags. Open up the bag, place a tea light inside, and gently form the bag around it. And it's all ready. Do the same thing with the other 2 bags. The last thing we are going to prepare is a main centerpiece that is going to go inside our little twig ball. Take your burlap sack, stretch it open, take your votive candle, put it inside, and pull the 2 strings to close up the burlap sack. Now that we have our 6 ornaments ready and our centerpiece, we're going to cut the twine for our 6 ornaments. I like to use a little bit of a thinner twine than what we have here, and that is easily done by simply unwinding this thicker twine like this. Take your wreath, flip it upside down, and begin attaching the twine. Remember, you're going to have 6 ornaments, so you want to space the strings evenly. Tie a little knot around the twig, and at the end of the twine, take one of our clothespins, which are going to attach the ornaments to the twine, to the wreath, and open it up, wrap it around the inside, and tie a knot. Follow the steps for the remaining 6 pieces, alternating between lengths of twine to create a nice effect. Once you have all 6 of your strings attached to the wreath and the clothespins attached to the strings, it should look something like this. Take them all and gently put them in the center, and we're going to focus on our votive candle and our twig ball. Gently open up the twig ball wherever there seems there's a natural gap so that we can squeeze in the votive candle that's in the burlap sack. Like this. Gently place it inside. Pull the strings to the top and push the twigs back in place. Then take our clothespin and attach it around both ends of the sack. Now we are going to begin setting up the twine that is going to hold the whole mobile in place. So gently flip over your wreath, since this is the way it'll be hanging. Take your twine and cut a decent amount. Take the approximately 4 feet of twine and cut it in half. Then we're going to crisscross them nice and tight like this so that we can create an anchor for the hook. So tie it to one end and then across to the other. Then take the second piece and do the same, crisscross the other way. Next, you're going to cut a piece of string that will connect the whole mobile to the ceiling. Depending on where you're going to hang it from, cut the appropriate length of twine and do a little knot. Make sure this knot is nice and tight, as this too is part of the anchor. And there we go, it's coming along. Now we're going to attach each of the clothespins to a little ornament. And I'll be rotating between the little brown paper bags and the orbs. Just open up the clothespin and put it around each ornament. Next, we're going to cut a little piece of twine to connect our twig ball to the center of the wreath. Take the clothespin that is attached to the little burlap sack, and just like we did with the other clothespins, just run the string around it and tie a knot. Then take the opposite end and tie it around both of the crisscrossed pieces of strings in the center of the wreath, and tie a little knot. And now we start to get an idea of what the end result is going to look like. Gently pull it up. There we go. And all that's left is to attach the little twig ball to the clothespin in the center. Thanks for watching. You can head to FruxHomeandYard.com to purchase fairy starlights, Flameless LED Tea Light candles, and Flameless Wax Votive Candles to recreate this DIY light-up mobile.